You are listening to GHP Radio, powered by iTrackRadio.com, your independent music source. Fresh, new music, right here on the all-new GHP Radio, your new independent music source.
Asking you to forget me. I'm understand. I'll always love you with all my heart, every part, but I'm just a man. And I guess I should have acted more my age. And I guess I should have been more engaged. And I don't know why I went out with your friend. And I don't know why I did it again. I'm just a man. I'm just a man. Please understand it wasn't planned. It wasn't a thing that I tried to do. Yes, I regret and won't forget the wrong that I've done to you. And I guess I should have acted more my age. And I guess I should have been more engaged. And I don't know why I laid down with your friend. And I don't know why I did it again. I'm just a man. I don't know why
You are listening to GHP Radio, powered by iTrackRadio.com, your independent music source. Fresh, new music, right here on the all-new GHP Radio, your new independent music source. right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of G House GHP Radio, the Indie Live spot. And we welcome you today. We have a great guest today. Of course, as you can see, we have Mr. Matt Lee is in the house, and we're so excited about having him on the show. So help me welcome our guest today. Yeah, man. We just got to playing Spanish Sky. Ooh, that was nice.
Oh,
And,
it is. Love that one.
Yeah, we're going to definitely introduce some more a little bit later. But welcome, Matt. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm excited to be on your show.
Yes, sir, man. Wow. You definitely have such a great tone with your sax playing, man. It's really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Give it look. Watch out, Kenny G.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Grover Washington and Kenny G were my early inspirations, as well as Curtis Mayfield and all those guys. So, yeah.
Oh, you went from Kenny G to Curtis Mayfield. I love them all.
Well, I got the vocalist side. I like those guys. Barry White, Isley Brothers.
Yes.
James Brown is one of my favorites. And then, but saxophone wise, it's always, I started off because I used to be like a heavy metal guy before I got into saxophone. And I heard, there you go. I heard on.
We're going to talk later about that.
I heard him. I'm like, who's this guy?
So which saxophone player did you hear first? I
heard Grover Washington, just the two of us. And I'm like, because of course, I love, hearing the song. And then I hear the sax player. I'm like, who's that?
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of, it intrigued me. I was kind of mesmerized. And then then Kenny G was played, I think, later that day. And I'm like, who's this guy?
Yeah.
And I don't know, going from heavy metal, I just got like mesmerized by their tone and their style. And I just got kind of sucked into it. And that's before I even played saxophone.
Wow.
I still hadn't even.
Well, how old were you at the time?
I started in 1997 and I'm 49 now.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't play a band in school. I'm a self-taught saxophonist. I had no lessons, no nothing. I just taught myself.
That is pretty wild.
Wow.
But like your connection to the instrument is you used to you started a company mouthpieces for saxes. Is that correct?
Yeah, I got into that in 2014.
Mm-hmm.
Because I started in 1997 playing the sax, and then 2014 rolls around, and I've always been a hands-on guy. My grandfather was always a hands-on, construction kind of worker, and always taught me how to use tools. And I've always liked using my hands. And I just thought, you know what? I'm sick of spending all this money on mouthpieces. Why don't I just make my own mouthpiece? And that's how the West Coast sax thing started. And I worked with Theo Wani originally, and then I kind of branched off and did my own thing, a couple of years after that. And now I do everything. Every mouthpiece that I make, it's all done by me.
Wow.
Oh, and why don't you mention some of the other artists that actually have gotten your mouthpieces?
Yeah, so my first big one was Boney James. That was 4 years ago. Come this January, he's been on my stuff, on my alto and tenor piece. And he actually bought them, and I didn't even know he bought them because he got them from a store in L.A. My good friend, that's my repair. We use the same repair guy at the Horn Connection. His name's Manny.
Mm-hmm.
And he reached out, and we talked, and he loved the mouthpiece. And that's what kind of started that relationship 4 years ago. And then after that, I'm trying to think, Will Donato's been playing my stuff, I think, ever since I started. And we've been friends for, like I said, 20 years. And, ran into Paul Taylor. I think I met him at the NAMM show for one of the NAMM shows. And then Huge reached out to me. It was like a year and a half ago. And he actually had me work on one of his mouthpieces because I do that kind of work as well. I reface. And he told me if I can make this mouthpiece play well, I'll be his forever hero. Mm-hmm. And so I passed the test. And then the talk about, doing a Huge groove mouthpiece came up, and then and then we have a Huge groove mouthpiece called the Hog, which stands for House of Grooves.
How cool.
Oh.
Cool.
Yeah. because he's got that branded House of Groove. So that's what the name Hog stands for. And then, Jakeem Joyner, I think we met about a year, probably a year and a half, around the same time.
Mhm.
And we hit it off, and he plays both alto and tenor mouthpiece as well. And then Boney's playing my alto and tenor, and I got Dean James, I've got Will Donato, Chris Godber. There's if you go on the website West Coast Sax, you'll see all the artists.
Yeah.
And so it's just been a great thing. I've met a lot of new friends because of it.
So what made you? Because I'm kind of of course Joyce is more on that side of that instrument, but tell us about what was about the mouthpiece that made you want to make a certain style of it. I guess was there something about the ones that you used to get that just wasn't very satisfying, or what was the whole thing about that?
Yeah, it was like Joyce can relate with this. We love trying stuff, right? So you try something and it does 80% of what you want, but you're missing something. Maybe it's the low end of the spectrum or the upper end, and you're like, gosh, I wish I could just do this and I'd be perfect. And then I thought, what, that's what inspired me to try to make something where I can get it all.
Yeah.
Never could get it all. And as most saxophone know, they know that it's expensive mouthpieces. They're $400, $500, $600,000 a mouthpiece. It gets expensive. I'm like, I got sick of spending thousands of dollars on mouthpieces. I'm like, it'll be cheaper if I just make my own.
Yeah.
And that's what started. My very first mouthpiece was called the Mofo. And I don't need to and I've got several guys that are still playing it.
Very cool.
Yeah. And because it really played like the name. That was the first thing that came to mind. I said, oh my gosh, this thing is bleep, bleep, bleep. So Mofo.
Yeah. I like.
You caught me off guard with that one.
Yeah.
Me too.
My next one was the Moab, which everyone knows the mother of all bombs, the Moab. The U.S. military has a bomb called the Moab.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, I'll call it the mother of all mouthpieces, and I named it called the Moab. That was the next one. I come up with these crazy names.
Very cool.
That's your heavy metal side.
Maybe that's the Metallica side of me. I used to listen to Metallica all the time.
That
That
neat.
is so cool.
It is cool.
I still listen to heavy metal too, by the way.
So do I.
But it's but I'm a softie. My real side is this emotional, melodic kind of guy. You probably hear that in my playing. That's just really my true who I am.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't hear any. That's the other side. I hear the sweet melodies and the chill. What was something? One was chill something.
Oh, that's Chill Tonight.
Yeah, that was so nice. Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, that song. So Let's Chill Tonight and Spanish Skies. I actually wrote those 100% on my own, mastered, mixed them with no help from Huge because he's my go-to. But I'm like, I need to do this on my own just to say I did it. So I've done two on my own, which is Let's Chill Tonight and Spanish Skies. The other two were produced by Jeff Carruthers and Huge Groove, and then I co-wrote, the songs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
How important it is to have a network of people when you're trying to make it as an independent artist. You have a great network, and I know how important it is, but how important it is to you.
I didn't realize how important it was until I kind of got into this world because it's tough. You got some serious competition. You got guys and gals that have been on the radio forever, and it's hard to compete with these household names.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm starting to learn, this other side of the business, which is tough. That's the side that I'm still trying to learn and figure out.
Mm-hmm.
That's why me and Joyce are going to have to talk after this call, after this
Interview.
show.
Yeah.
And by the way, I'm on medications. A lot of people know I've just had back surgery, so I get a little mixed up with my words sometimes when I'm on these meds.
Get a little
So
fuzzy.
so you got to forgive that. It's not the normal me.
Yeah.
But I wasn't going to miss the show. Wasn't going to miss the show.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good.
Hey, we get a little fuzzy and we're not on drugs, so,
Ah, so I'm not doing too bad then, right?
No. You
Okay.
fit in just fine.
So are these your first recorded tracks?
Yeah.
These four. I think we have four of them, right?
Four,
Are these
yeah.
your very first?
Yes.
Well, it sounds like you've been doing this for
For
a
a
long.
long time.
Yes,
I
it
did.
is.
Yeah, I mean, what I used to do, like a lot of us, I'd go out, I did these solo gigs, and I would just, get tracks.
Mhm.
I'd buy tracks and get tracks and play all sorts of stuff. And that's what I did. My wife is who pushed me to do this. She goes, last year, she goes, are you ever going to do a song? She goes, everybody always wants to buy a CD. She goes, when are you ever going to do this? And
Merchandise.
I'm good the way I'm in. I'm happy the way I don't need to do that. And
Yes.
she goes, what a waste. And then she kind of like, when she said that, and I'm like,
Good
"Oh,
woman.
I got to do one. So I said, okay, I'll do one.
Mm.
So when I did the first one, that became four real quick. And then I got into doing it. I'm like, this is a lot of fun. I kind of liked it. It's exciting, like creating the music and writing the parts and figuring everything out. I actually enjoy that. It's kind of a challenge. I'm very competitive.
Yeah.
With my sports, I played a lot of sports. That's why I have back surgery. So
Mm-hmm.
No,
you know-
What's your wife's name? What's your wife's name?
her name's Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's also artistic. She's a hula dancer.
Ooh.
She was born in Hawaii, and when I met her,
No wonder she wants vegetation around her, not the desert.
I love the vegetation. I love, but anyway, she's an amazing hula dancer, and she's very artistic. She's not a musician, but she does, crafts, and she makes coats, and she's got a full-on craft room in the house, and
Wow.
quilts and everything. She's very artistic.
Super.
Cool.
Very cool.
But you know what?
How cool is that?
Yeah.
When people
Yeah.
ask for your CD, that's part of your merchandise, as part of your earnings. But since your wife is so artistic, how about she creates some more merchandise for you, for your gigs?
Yeah, she could. I mean,
She could design your T-shirt,
she could
all
do
kinds of
t-shirts.
things. Mm-hmm.
She could do coats, jackets. She makes everything. She makes
Yeah.
all sorts. She likes the Renaissance fairs, so she loves dressing up as a pirate or.
Okay, I like
Costume.
that.
Yeah, she has a Facebook page and an Instagram page. I'll let you know later, but you can see all the stuff she makes. It's really fantastic.
Oh, you guys can turn this into a Captain and Tennille gig, if you will. You know?
Wow, what a
Yeah.
reference.
I know. Oh, y'all
Why
bro.
not instead Sonny and
Okay.
Cher? That would be better than Captain and Tennille.
I mean, y'all bro and peoples. I was trying to think about
There
couples.
you go. That's even
I
better.
rather do more like a peaches and herb, that
And
kind
her,
of thing.
Okay.
That's
I,
more
I
my
can deal
style.
with that
The
one
Captain-
too, but Captain and
Yeah, that's not my style. I'd rather do
I was
that.
like, no, that was like
But that's what Kate, our Cher and what was
Sonny
that?
and Cher.
Sonny and Cher.
Patty Cher or Donnie and Marie.
Donnie
Go,
Marie.
brothers. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
like the peaches and herb. I'd rather go that route.
EP and CC Winings. Okay, we're coming. We're getting better. But
A little
I
more
mean,
spice.
yeah, or she could have a show, and you could be there with background music, or y'all could just be so creative with
Yeah.
it. Mhm.
No, she's definitely inspired me, and a lot of my friends on Facebook and musicians that I know, I have a lot of inspirations all around me
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
and
So-
good support.
Yeah, and I bet the title of your collection of music here, Never Too Late, I bet you that has a whole lot to do with
Mhm.
the whole picture, right?
Yeah. I mean, quite honestly, when I was thinking like, what am I going to name this EP? The first thing that came to mind was that like it's never too late. Like whether you're 20 or you're 50 or 60, it's never too late to go after your dreams. And if you really want to do it and you have your heart and soul into it, it's never too late.
That's right.
So that's why I named it Never Too Late. It was like pretty easy.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. Okay.
I think that's a slogan that is reaching a lot of people, especially when they see people like you and I. We're older. And what do you mean you're starting your music career? You're a mom and a grandmother. How you
Exactly.
So,
well, watch
and
your
your
It's
point.
never too late. Yeah, it's never too late. I mean, look at David Sanborn. I mean, what is he's got to be in his 70s, and he's still out,
Yeah.
and he still sounds phenomenal.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, go. It's never too late. I mean, there comes a point in time where you just physically can't do it, and
Right.
and that day comes, I'm always going to be blowing the sax.
Mhm.
I'm gonna be 100 plus when I
Be
start.
We'll see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's do this. Let's go ahead and take a music break and play a couple of more selections from your collection, and then we'll come back and you can fill us in on the story on how you come to the wonderful creation. Okay. So
Down.
yeah, and I feel like since we did with Spanish Sky, I guess we'll just go. Let's do the first. Let's go ahead and do the first glance, and then we'll jump into maybe one more of the other ones, and then we come back. First glance, you might want to set that one up for us before we go into it and tell us a little bit about it.
Yeah. So a lot of these songs are. The names came because of my wife. She didn't give me the names, but a lot of them are written and thought of because of her. First glance, it reminded me when I met her in 2007 in Temecula, in Old Town Temecula, they call it, where I used to do a lot of gigs in that area. And I'll never forget when I saw her. She got out of her car. We had met her online, okay, and we had our first date. And I had a gig that night, but we met during the day to go have lunch. And she got out of the car. And, I saw her pictures, but man, when she got out and we made eye contact, that first glance, first look at her, I was like, I'm done. I'm done.
Yeah.
There was something with the eyes, like there was an eye connection. It was like I loved her and I didn't even know her. It was weird.
Wow.
Love
Okay.
at first sight.
And so if that first glance, that's where the name came from that first time I met her, first time I looked at her, first time I, glanced
And
at
you
her.
knew that she was the one.
Oh, I knew. And we've been together since 2007.
Wow.
That is so
Very good.
sweet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very good. All right. Well, we're going to jump into that, and then
Yeah.
we'll come right back and talk some more. So y'all keep it locked right here on the
Yes.
live spot.
The re-
I'll always love you with all my heart, every part, but I'm just a man.
right, ladies and gentlemen, the smooth sounds of Mr. Matt Lee. Oh my gosh. Yes. Welcome back. We are back, and yes, that was so smooth. We were just grooving off of the right after we played First Glance. We went right into One More Kiss.
One More Kiss.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That was nice.
That was sweet.
Yeah, it is. And
you were trying to mention when you were going to release. I'm sorry, Gary.
no, go right ahead. Go ahead.
Oh yes. Yeah, First Glance releases on the 29th. That's this coming Monday on all digital platforms. Your Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, all that good stuff. So that's available in a couple days.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Very cool.
All right, back to you, Gary. Sorry.
No, you're fine. We're just coming
Hanging
back.
out.
Yeah, coming back, and that was really cool. We were off air, and Matt was showing us some of his cool instruments.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
3 soprano saxophones.
I got 3. You got to have a backup for the
All
backup.
right, back to you. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm just out of it. I just have one each.
I get these things, and you just kind of hold on to them, and then you're like, oh, I need to get another one, and then you just keep adding. So I got a total of 6 saxophones. That's it. I didn't get any more. I promise.
Oh, you got to get a Barry sax now.
It's just not me. I mean, it doesn't fit into my, my style. I'm not like I'm like a soloist, so it just doesn't. I just can't see vibing on a Barry. And nothing against baritone saxophone players or anything. I just doesn't fit into my smooth, jazzy, soulful play.
I'm that way too. They've heard the story when I was in high school and college, because I was in the band on a music scholarship and I had to be in band. And I wouldn't be seen holding a Barry. Joyce, do you play Barry? No.
Like,
we need a Barry player. And back then I was barely over 100 pounds. And I was not carrying that thing on the football field. No.
with me and my back problems, there's no way I'm lifting one of those.
Nah.
Right now, I can't lift more than a gallon of milk, and I weighed the soprano to make sure I can officially lift the soprano.
Okay.
I'm not playing alto tenor. I haven't got my air back from that surgery. I'm still I play like 3 notes and I'm out of breath. So I got a long road to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still. The doctor told me that it's gonna take a while to get back to normal.
Well, you use a lot of muscles when you're playing your horn, more than you realize, and you don't realize how much you're using until you've had surgery.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
But when you come back, wow.
I'm picking the soprano up because that's the lightest one I got.
Okay.
Then we'll move to alto after that.
That's cool. But I want to know, you decided to make your own mouthpieces. Who thinks of that? That's awesome. But when you said make my own, did you know what equipment to use? Did you have to buy equipment? Did you already have it? How does that happen?
When I initially started, no, I didn't have any of it. I called, Theo Wani up and I said, hey, I want to make my own mouthpiece. And that was that mofo that we were talking about. And I said, I needed to do this and that. And we kept going back and forth. And from that point, I went out and bought sandpaper and bought files and was looking at books and internet and looking at all the tools. And I just went out and got everything. I got, Dremel tools and every little thing you can think of. I just went out and bought it all. And I'm the type, I just like to figure out things on my own. And I just started practicing and started, I got some mouthpieces I didn't care about and just would start doing stuff to them. And if I messed up on it, it didn't matter because I didn't care about them anyways. And I just started working on them myself. And then I'd say it took me about 6 months to get where I thought, okay, I feel pretty good now. And then after about a year of it, I'm like, I got this down. I got it down. Again, I'm a hands-on guy. I used to use a lot of tools when I was growing up. My grandfather was in construction, so I was using saws and hammers and all these. I pretty much was a hands-on type of person when I grew up.
Okay. So you're an engineer.
Oh God.
Self-made.
Self-made. That's right, Chris.
I wish, because then I'd get paid like an engineer.
Yeah, wouldn't that be nice?
It would be nice. But yeah, I like developing things, creating things, so it's fun. I have a lot of joy in doing that. And, it's the players that give me the feedback, which keeps me going in it. It's kind of a labor of love for me. A lot of time, invested into each mouthpiece. So sometimes I'll spend 5 hours on one mouthpiece to get it right. So there's a lot of time that goes into it. And I just want every mouthpiece that go out to play great,
yeah.
Like if I wouldn't play it, I'm not sending it out. I'm not going to try. Got to be good.
Wow, that's amazing.
Well, I know I saw all the a lot of your photos of all the different pieces that you have on your site and stuff. And
yeah.
I was really, and like I said, I'm kind of dumb to the side of the instrument, but I didn't realize how expensive the mouthpieces are. I mean, yeah.
And they get more expensive, Gary. Mine aren't even the most expensive. They get more expensive.
Yeah.
But I had to do it where I'm not going to lose money either. You can't. You got to love to do it, but you can't lose money either. So I just get a lot of joy out of. I connect with a lot of saxophonists, and I've become good friends with a lot of them because of it. So to me, the relationships and the friendships are meaningful to me.
Absolutely.
And there's a lot to learn. They have a lot to share.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Now, getting back to where, since you, when you mentioned heavy metal, who was your very first heavy metal group that you got into?
Metallica.
Okay. Yeah.
Metallica. Yeah, I mean, Metallica was I still like them to this day.
Right.
And I listened to, I wasn't into that glam rock, glam heavy metal, they called it, with the makeup, like Poison and,
Rat.
Yeah, I and then AC/DC. So AC/DC, Metallica, those are probably my top two favorites.
Did you ever get into Judas Priest?
I didn't really. My friends would listen to. I never got into it. I'm like, I wasn't feeling it. It wasn't doing anything with me. Yeah, I didn't connect with those guys.
What about Queensryche?
They were pretty good. Yeah, I like Queensryche. I liked Guns N' Roses.
Them I don't like.
Oh, you didn't? Yeah, I mean. I didn't like all the songs, like Beastie Boys, but that wasn't heavy metal. I did like Beastie Boys. That's kind of going aside. I did like rap too.
Group.
I like rap too. I used to do. You ever see those guys at Venice Beach that skate? They do all that fancy dancing with the skates. I used to do that. I used to go down to Venice and do that. So I used to listen to Grandmaster Flash.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Look, okay.
I did that with a DJ at a skating rink when I was 16 or 17.
I'm curious. So how do you classify Kiss? Rock band.
Oh, Kiss?
Yes.
I never liked Kiss. I'm sorry, but I've never liked, honest to God, I've never liked any of their songs. I just once I heard a few, I'm like, okay, I'm done.
But
I don't even know how you
call their style. It's not heavy metal, right?
No, it's not really heavy metal. It's more like hard rock kind of.
Yeah, that's how I would see it.
I just didn't like all the makeup and the big boots and all that show. It was just it was like I like more of a pure. I like more of a pure, like heavy metal, like pure, not all lipstick and eyeshadow and I just wasn't into that. I don't know.
You're more to the music, not so much the theatrics.
No, Joyce, you look fantastic with that.
Sorry.
And well, I don't have a lot on because I have massive allergies and my eyes are just burning.
Well, you are naturally beautiful. You don't have to wear it.
There you go.
Yes, she does. She is very.
Speaking of rock bands, what about Queen?
Oh, okay. I do like Queen. I'm gonna have to. Yeah, I do like. Yeah, Queen is another.
I was gonna talk about you if you didn't like Queen.
Yeah, no, I like Queen. Yeah, I like Queen. Who doesn't like Queen?
Yeah, at least a few of their tracks. Something you gotta have at least one or two that you really like from Queen.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh, Bohemian Bohemian Rhapsody, and I mean, there's so. I mean, there's what's that one called? He did with David Bowie.
Under Pressure.
Under Pressure. I love that. Oh yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Yep.
love
Classic.
Queen's awesome.
I
Great
like
band.
We Will Rock You. And it's so
Oh,
simple,
yeah.
but for some
Or
reason.
We Are the Champions.
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
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 That one too.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
but my husband and I love Queen so much. We went to see the movie. We're like, are we the only black people in here?
You know, music, music. Music is music. It don't matter
Exactly.
anything. You know, music.
Thank you.
I say on my website, music unites our hearts. You know, so it's
It sure does.
it breaks down all the boundaries.
Mhm.
And it does, because when
Really
we
does.
heard Bohemian Rhapsody, when I heard it, we weren't married yet, I'm aging myself. But when I heard it, I was just, I don't know what
It was so
heard it.
different.
Ooh, I just
It was so
loved
different.
it. And how he switched and he went
There's
from
a lot going on in
mellow,
that song. There's a lot going on in that
a
song.
lot. He could have put like at least 5 songs out of everything he did. And when
Yeah.
I saw the movie and they took the that concept to the label, and he was like, nobody's going to buy that.
Right.
Was he wrong?
Right.
But I think because the way he wrote it, it was appealing, mama, kill the man, blah, 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 blah. And that was mellow. Okay, that's not a good story, but you know what I mean. And
Right.
then they have the classical interludes going on, and then they rock real hard. I just thought that was just a phenomenal piece that, and it's a song that bands can't cover easily. It's not like
Oh no.
And it's not easy to sing either.
It's full of dynamics, isn't it?
full of
Yeah.
theory. That's a good one. Full of dynamics.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why they call it the rock opera type stuff.
Yeah,
It was a mix of both.
It's he's
Except back then, that was never heard of before.
yeah.
Until Queen.
But you're right, Gris. That's like Beethoven writing a symphony.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. That song was so complex, and you think it's going one direction, all of a sudden he
It
goes in
goes
another direction.
Somewhere else.
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
what is?
Made it so cool.
But yeah, then you really appreciate it because it's like I don't know how he pulled that one off, but I mean the guy was a genius.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
according
it
to the
was.
movie, they went away to a secluded place that had a studio. They were there for weeks, if not over a month. They were there, and then he just said, "Do it again, do it again."
Mhm.
That's what they showed in the movie. I don't know. Hollywood can exaggerate things.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to go watch that. Is that on Netflix?
We went to the theater, and this was you guys 3 years ago, maybe 2, 3
Oh,
years.
I gotta look for that. What's
Yeah.
it
It should
called?
be online somewhere.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, I'm pretty
Queen?
sure.
I don't know. I
I
don't
think it's a
know.
Freddie Mercury story or something like that.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
look it up online, and that way
I need stuff
it'll
to do.
tell you.
Yeah.
Or you can see it if it's something where you can, either rent it online or watch it somewhere. It'll give
Yeah.
you a channel or something.
And I wouldn't mind watching it again. There were some depressing points, but what I saw was a man who created such wonderful music that I've enjoyed for years, and still now he had some really struggles. And I'm wondering, did you enjoy it as much as we did? Because you had so many challenges.
Right.
That's just me, like Michael Jackson and Prince. Purple Rain, you hit the first chord, and everybody knows what it is, right?
Yeah.
But did you get to enjoy as much as your fans did? So I don't know, just saying.
Well, I have one more recommendation. My friend, he's going to be coming out with some music. His name is Mo Lewis, but right now he's Maurice Olive on Facebook, and he told me about a documentary on the Beastie Boys that's really fantastic.
Oh, really?
It's on I think it was on Netflix. I can't remember, but that one was really something else.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've heard about
Yeah,
that
if you
as
want
well.
to check out the Beastie Boy documentary,
Hmm,
Mhm.
that should be interesting.
it's very interesting.
So if
Oh,
we
yeah.
were writing your document, somebody was writing your documentary, what would you like them to show about your life in music? More about the mouthpieces or about you as a musical artist?
Like I'm sort of a complex person. the music has always been there, but before I got into music, a lot of people don't know this, but I'm actually a respiratory therapist by trade. I went to college, so I like helping people. I'm not doing it right now, but I was doing it even up to last year. I was doing it. I was treating people that had COVID that were dying. So I like helping people. I mean, my documentary, I'd like to show everything from the very beginning of. I used to be a professional motocross racer. That's how I've injured my back. I was a motocross.
Yeah, I was thinking that would be it.
That's the reason for my surgery. So I raced motocross. I would like to show my beginnings with being raised. And, how I learned things from my grandfather taught me a lot, my parents, my mom and dad, and kind of transitioning from high school into college and going to medical, to get my respiratory license. Mm-hmm. And then, the music came after that. And I think it's an interesting story because you would have thought music was there from the beginning, but it came later for me. I mean, I always listened. I love listening to music, but I never...
Right. You never played it.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of an interesting story. Like a lot of it doesn't make sense. Like a lot of people think I've been playing it my whole life, but I haven't. Mm-hmm. I started late.
Mm-hmm. And, that story is very common, well, more common than I thought it was with a lot of artists, because we've had a few that come on this show and we've had this conversation with a few of them as well that just, you thought, we by hearing the music, you thought they were already been doing this for forever, and then it turns out, oh no, I started doing this, like 4 or 5 years ago, or 6 years ago, 10 or whatever, whatever the case. So it's definitely a wonderful testament to, like you said, never too late.
Yeah,
right.
I like doing everything. I like to play golf. I like sports. Mm-hmm. I like music. I like chilling out. I like barbecue. I like doing all sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I could be full time if I never had a job, just doing all the things that I like to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how.
What are you listening to? Any newer, like more recent heavy metal bands that have come out?
I haven't. I'm sticking to the ones that I grew up with, and then like when I'm not. If I'm in my car, I'm on Pandora, and I'm either on the James Brown station or Curtis Mayfield station or Barry White, or I usually listen to soul and Motown and R&B. That's kind of what I listen to. That's my go-tos.
Wow.
Well, I get a lot of inspiration from those, legends, and they're, they've inspired me, through the saxophone. I feel like I sing through the saxophone.
Right.
So I can't sing, but I can sing through the saxophone. So I get a lot of inspiration from those, musicians.
Yeah.
Just as sorry, Gary.
No, go ahead.
Just look into a group called Disturbed. You might like their music.
Disturbed? Oh, I know Disturbed. Yeah. They're actually great.
Yes, they are.
You're reminding me of some stuff now.
Oh.
Now you're really, the medications are really slow. They're slowing down the
thinking process.
Activity in my head. Actually, Disturbed. I like Breaking Benjamin. What's the other? 3 Days Grace.
Mm-hmm.
So you're making me remember stuff now. That's good.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Like I said, because when it comes to heavy metal, I was like, we're gonna talk.
Yeah, no, you're reminding me. But
that's cool.
How about releasing a heavy metal saxophone track? I mean, maybe a single release. Maybe, yeah, you know what I mean.
Or a cover of maybe of a.
Exact. There you go, Chris.
Metallica.
Yeah.
Please.
Have you seen? I saw a video of them. They just happened to have it on Facebook on the video page. That came out of Metallica having the full orchestra, and they were doing one of my very favorite songs, "For Whom the Bell Tolls." Oh my gosh, it blew me away.
Well, there was that one band that did a cover of Michael Jackson's "Smooth Criminal" heavy metal style. You remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I liked that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but you ought to think about doing it on saxophone, something.
I've never thought of that, but maybe you're making me think now.
Yeah. I mean, you're so out the box that would be right along your style because you think out the box, obviously.
Yeah.
So you not only now we've discovered you have a medical background as well.
Yeah.
And
So yeah, that's what I'm
if
saying.
you had to choose one, if you said, "Oh, you can only choose one," which one would it be?
Oh, music, definitely.
That came quick. You didn't even have to think about that one. That was
the medical side. I really enjoy helping people when they're in need of help, and so there's that side of me too that kind of misses that.
okay.
Yeah.
But with this, they said there's a shortage during COVID. With that happening, I'm sure they hate to lose you in the medical field.
Yeah, no, I've actually, since I've been out of it with, the surgery and everything, I've had calls from the hospitals calling and say, are you going to come back? Or, so I'm tempted. I'm not going to lie. It's tempting only because I get a lot of joy out of, if I can only just help one person and make a difference, just one person, it's rewarding when you go home at night and you can sleep a little better.
Right.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
Oh, I had a question. So, in your dealings with your mouthpiece company, West Coast Sax, a lot of those great guys that come in, like I said, like Bonnie James and some of the other ones that you did some work for with the pieces. Have you ever had a chance to even actually play with the guys too as well?
No,
really?
I haven't.
Not yet.
No, I haven't played with them.
Yeah.
I haven't asked to play with them. I did move from California 2 years ago to Vegas. So the only one up here is Paul Taylor. As far, he's he lives about he's about 20 minutes from me. He loves golf. We're both golf nuts. So
cool. Cool.
Yeah, have not.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious. I didn't know if you guys did.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked that one because I was curious too.
That's a good question.
I haven't played, but like Mo Lewis, I think he might even be watching this show right now. We used to do lots of gigs to get together. Yeah, you got to stay on the lookout for his singles coming out. We're both using the same guys, Jeff Brothers and Huge Groove, and off. So he's got some hot music coming out.
Sweet.
But anyway, me and Mo would do gigs all the time together. We would do almost like a dueling sax, kind of like dueling pianos, but dueling sax thing. And people loved it. My friend Mark Norris, he would show up. We get like 2 or 3 sax guys that would come to the gig, and we all would trade off. I'd take a break, drink a little bit of whiskey, and it'd be like they'd be waving me up, and I'm like, no, I'm good.
I know, right?
I'm good. I'm go make me some money.
Keep going.
Don't make
Go make some money.
Trust me, Matt, I understand that. I had Rob Hobart is a local saxophone player and singer, and he has a band he plays with. And long story short, I booked him to back me up for a wedding gig because I had to play 1 hour cocktail by myself and then flow right into people coming into the reception. So they kicked in as I was ending. So and I went to the band. Rob said, "You want some of this?" I said, "No."
Yeah, where's the bar? I want some bar.
Give me 2 songs. Give me 2 songs so I can settle down. I'm like, no, and it's so funny. I laugh about it because I said it so quickly. Hey, you want some of this? No.
That's funny.
Oh, I gotta get my lip arrest. My lip's a little sore.
And he told me, he said, "Now I know why you did what you did." I said, "Of course." He said, "Well, Joyce, you don't need me if you want my band." I said, "No, I want you there too. I got the budget. They're paying well, and I want you there too." And it made such a difference having, like you said, 2 saxophone players, and we both sing, and we were trading off, and it just made it just so much more interesting. So when you kind of know what people are looking for, you know who to pull in your network to make it happen. And even the DJ that I brought to the table that I recommended, because I have to tell you guys, they wanted Cardi B, and I told the wedding coordinator, I said, I will take some risks, but not Cardi B. I am not a rapper, y'all.
I said,
Yeah,
tell
I'm gonna
me
stay
more,
away from that.
Sade. I'll deliver
Oh,
Sade.
Sade.
I'll deliver her in a quick, but you said Cardi B? No.
I got a confession since you just said Sade.
I love her.
I
Yeah.
had a crush on her.
Oh, I can understand that.
Oh yeah.
Oh gosh. I even got her live video, and like my wife, she knows. She's like, can you play something else? She knows. She's like, she knows. Like she gets worried when I'm in the room alone watching Sade, and she gets a little scared. This is weird. He's got this music cranked up, and no one's sitting with him. I said, I just enjoy her. She's got such a beautiful tone.
I love her too.
She's like, yeah,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, she goes, yeah, right.
But but her voice is unique, and no one can sing like her.
my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
she's
it's effortless. It's her style. She came and she said, "This is how I sing,
Yeah.
and this is how I'm going to do it." She didn't try to be anybody else, and I love that about her. Her and another vocalist,
Tony Braxton too.
Tony Braxton, and one more, Anita
Whitney
Baker.
Houston.
Anita Baker.
Anita Baker, yeah.
Yeah, because they told her she couldn't sing.
Oh,
Well.
I think they
Oh,
were taking my
they're wrong.
medications.
Yeah.
Sound like everybody else. If you notice when you're watching these competitions, like not The Voice, what is it called?
America's Most, or no, not. I haven't said America's Most
American
Wanted.
Idol.
Yeah, like those
America
types.
Got Talent.
There is a certain style that they're looking for that you have to sing. See, Sade may not even make it on that show.
Oh, jeez.
See what I mean? They're looking for a
Different.
certain style, and a certain style you got to be like Jennifer Hudson, if you will,
Right.
singing like that. And if you don't have that kind of voice, you may not make it. But Sade is so beautiful. I'm
Oh.
sorry, that voice.
I go
I
like in a hypnotic trance when I'm watching the video.
Yeah, she
I
definitely left
just
a
like-
mark.
Do.
Yeah,
God.
it
Yeah,
warms
like-
the heart. It just warms the heart.
And
Yeah.
another reason why I like her, because she uses the bass line so much. I mean, she really accentuates that bass.
Right.
And it's like, oh,
Yeah,
like on,
it's
it-
gliding.
yeah, it just,
Right.
It's just. Mm-hmm.
because I hear her like
Definitely
on
easy on the
Paradise.
eyes.
Oh, definitely. She's
Watch out,
gorgeous. The
Gary.
woman is gorgeous.
I think she's single, Gary. Watch
I
out.
just like her
Whoa,
tone. That's
whoa, watch out now.
Sade, call Gary.
Yeah.
Right, right. And like I said, Paradise, you really hear the the bass come out, but even more so when she brought in the Soldier song, the Soldier.
Soldier of Love.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
that one was like wicked, like massive wicked bass line. Ooh,
The whole arrangement. I love how I just love Soldier of Love. I actually cover it in my live shows. And
she does a great job because I've heard her.
And then I went into Wild Wild West by with the Will Smith version, Wild Wild West.
Mhm.
Okay.
Because she says that in that song. I'm in the Wild Wild West, my best. And so that was pretty cool. But anyway, I love that song too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like the sax player. I don't know who it is, but I like his style.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
I don't know who it is, but
She's been using the same sax player forever, because I always recognize.
too.
I don't even know who he is. Who is
yeah, he plays guitar, and he's a killer guitar player too.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. Somebody out there knows probably who he is, but anyways, I like his style.
Mhm.
Really,
Yeah.
like fits.
he?
It fits her perfect.
Oh,
It does. All her songs are perfect. But I
Yeah.
have to admit, I got so confused. I was doing live. I sang "Ordinary Love," and right after that was what's the other song I do of hers?
Sweetest
I think,
Taboo.
huh?
Sweetest Taboo.
Yeah, "Sweetest Taboo."
Oh man,
What
that's
happened? And what happened? Because when
Yeah.
you're live, when I do tracks, I can hear everything. I can hear the difference. but the guys in the back were playing it sort of the same. And my subconscious, I started singing Ordinary Love instead of Sweet Taboo.
Oh,
And, and I'm like, okay, I don't hear the keyboard playing. When he stops playing, I tell him, mm-mm. And otherwise, keep playing.
You
You don't show your errors, right?
no, you just keep rolling. You meant to do it.
Yeah, and the other guy was trying to whisper, and I raised the finger, the finger like, and then I went right into the verse, right into the boom. You couldn't even tell something was wrong. You know. So sometimes I tell them, I said, no, don't throw no shade on the stage now. We have to support each other. But in my subconscious, I just went into that wrong song. Of course, no one else has ever done that before, right?
Of course not.
Yeah.
You were the first.
Now I don't know if we talked. I mean, I might if I missed something on this question though, Matt. But I wanted to ask you, as far as all your original pieces, are you majority the writer? I mean, on the songs, or do you have other producers that produce the track for you, and then you do your thing on it? Or I mean, how's that work with you?
Yeah, so like that's Kill Night and Spanish Guys. That's I put that all together myself.
Yeah. Okay.
One More Kiss and First Glance. Jeff Carruthers, he's my producer.
Mm-hmm.
He basically, like I tell him like what I'm looking for. I need something that gives me this kind of vibe.
Mm-hmm.
So he'll send me some ideas,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll be like, yeah, I like that idea, and then I'll start working. I lay down the chorus, the verse, intro, solo. I do all that myself. So
Yeah.
I write all. But he writes the actual, the track itself. Puts together, the flow of it, and then I put the rest of it. So
Okay.
yeah, so that's how we do it on those other songs.
Very good. Very good.
That guy's incredible.
Yeah.
Because you mix and master two of them.
Yeah, I did.
I know. That's what I was gonna say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had to do two on my own just to say I did it, and I'm getting better at it. I'm still learning how to to perfect that. It's an art, and
Yeah, it's a process, isn't it?
it's an art, man. Huge is incredible. If anybody has a chance to work with him, they'll know what I'm talking about. But his work is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, he has
Yep.
He definitely has a great sound. That's for
A
sure.
lot of people don't know that he does that too. I mean, he's mix and mastered for some of the biggest names in smooth jazz.
I had no idea.
Oh yeah,
He's a beast.
you'll probably see more of it coming down the road.
Uh-huh.
Sounds like he enjoys doing that. What do you?
Absolutely, yeah. If you were to talk to him, he absolutely loves doing it. Just loves it.
That's so cool.
A true artist.
Very cool. Okay. Well, it's about 12 minutes past the hour, and so I want to play that other track for our viewers, and then come back and then we'll talk with you a little bit more and see how you're doing. And let's see. I believe it is Let's Chill Tonight. Tell me about it.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
a lot of this always comes back to my wife, and there's, she's so busy with our kids, like in sports. There's some times where I just want to be with her, and I just want to go have a dinner and have some drinks and chill with
Have a
her.
date night.
I want to have that date night, and I want to chill with her. And when I was making that song, that's what came to mind. I'm like, man, I want to go chill with my girl, and that's where that name came.
Yeah.
A lot of it has to do with her.
Cool.
Cool.
She'd be embarrassed if she was in here because she's like, no, it's about you, babe. No.
Yeah. Okay. Well, very good. Very nice. Very nice. We're gonna go ahead and play that right now for our viewers, and then we'll be back. So everybody, just keep it locked. We'll be right back right here on the Indie Live Spot.
Are we muted?
name is actually his name is so
Is
it's
Eugene?
Steve Rhodes. Eugene is, I believe, his middle name. Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and yes, we just got to enjoying some more great music. In fact, right after we played just Let's Chill from Matt Lee, we went right into one
Here
from
to
Daryl
Stay.
Williams that features a huge groove, and it's called Here to Stay. So, and I think Matt want to say something.
Yeah, we gotta wish Huge a happy birthday. He's a birthday boy today.
Yeah,
Woo!
Yeah, happy birthday.
True.
yes,
Happy birthday.
yeah, happy birthday,
21.
huge.
I think he's
21
20,
again.
I think he turned 26. If I
Forever young.
I could be off by a year or two.
I've been listening to him for quite a while. So, when did he start it? Well, cool. All right, Gary, it's on you.
What's that?
Oh,
Y'all supposed to be talking.
okay. I just wanted to make sure. We don't have Mac here because Mac has gotten us to where he said he can't get a word in edgewise.
Edgewise.
So, Mac, we miss you on the show today. We can't pick on you.
Yeah, for those who may be wondering why Ray's not with us today, he does have a family member
Yeah.
that he's
Passed
actually
away.
going to passed away. He's at the funeral up in Wichita, Kansas. So
Right.
Yep.
Safe travel to you, Mac.
mhm.
But anyway, let's go back to talking about never too late. Did you ever think that title of your EP would encourage other people who are, let's say, over 40 years old, 40 years and up?
Not it does now, but initially no. I was just thinking about, like, everything that's gotten me to this point, and I thought, man, you know what? I'm really enjoying this, and it's not, it's never too late to, get yourself out there and let the world hear you, and but now I'm starting to realize that because I've actually had several phone calls. I did a podcast a few weeks ago, I think, and I've had a lot of messages and primarily messages on Facebook, and people are like, man, that was so inspiring. I'm like 59 or I'm 60 and I'm just getting into this, and you gave me hope. And being that I'm self-taught, they're like, I'm learning on my own, I'm getting books, and so that made me feel really good. I didn't even really think about it, honestly. That was a great question. I'd never thought about it, but if that can do something good for somebody, then I'm very happy that it was, that I named it that way, if it inspired people. Yeah.
And I think it's, again, like Gary said earlier, you started playing in saxophone in 1997. And look at how well you do it.
That story, I'm just now figuring out how to use this messenger thing. So I'm just now noticing all these messages. Yeah, my grandma bought me my first alto sax, and I had like I said, I heard Grover and Kenny G on a radio station in California called 102.7 Kiss FM with Rick Dees. I don't know if anyone, that was a pretty famous station. And
Yeah.
I had like a voice one day. I had just got into the medical field, and a voice, I believe the Lord told me, play the saxophone. And then I literally called her up. I was actually working. I was just graduated from college. I said, Grandma, I got this voice. It says, we need to go get a saxophone. And she goes, okay. And, I wasn't really making much money. I was a new grad, and I was just getting established, and I couldn't afford to go buy one at the time. And so I looked on Craigslist and found one for like $350. My first alto was a Selmer Bundy. And a lot of people,
Okay.
a lot of saxophone players can relate with it because it probably was one of their first ones they played. And I got it, and that was the end of it. I literally bought a book. I can't remember the name of it. It's a famous, it's called something Essentials for Saxophone Players, but it teaches you like how to like put your fingers on the saxophone. when you press this key, that's a E or an F or whatever. And I just had to know what I was pushing and what that meant. And then that was it. I just ear trained. I basically ear trained myself for years, listened to Grover and Kenny and some different, artists, and just I tried to emulate all of them the best I could. And, and I would just go over and over. I play one little short section of a song and work on it for an hour until I got where I thought I was doing it. Of course, I never was getting it the way they were doing it, but I was trying.
Right.
That's what taught me how to get a good tone, and also playing in tune was another biggie. So tone and pitch has always been my big thing.
It's always a big thing. I don't think it ever ends.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing with the mouthpieces, I know because both you and Joyce know this, but where does the reed come in play? For these mouthpieces, does the reed, is it fit like any mouthpiece? Is that?
Well, Joyce can tell you. The reeds are vital. I believe the mouthpiece, the reed, are probably the biggest two. I'd rather have a good mouthpiece and a reed than whatever saxophone.
Okay.
Because if the mouthpiece and reed aren't good, then nothing's good.
Nothing's gonna sound
So
right.
you can use. There's a ton of brands of different types of reeds. I choose to use a synthetic reed, like the real cane reeds. But I've got so sick of going through boxes of reeds to find one good reed. I finally just switched 5 years ago, and I'm playing synthetics, and I can play on one reed for 3 months, 4 months.
Right.
I see all these other saxophonists struggling with the reeds, and I'm like, oh my gosh, if they could only switch over, and I feel like I feel like my sound is still my sound with a synthetic reed. I don't feel like I'm losing anything. So if I was losing something in my tone, then I probably would have to deal with it. But for me, I feel like I sound the same.
But with the synthetic reed, it doesn't respond to heat. If you're playing an outdoor gig in the heat, they won't warp, and that's one of the challenges. Because if your reed just slightly warps, you'll be a squawking fool on that stage.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you know that. Yeah, it stays the same. It could be hot, cold. Humidity is also a biggie.
Yeah.
Like with cane, it'll just start. You can see the reed will start curling.
Exactly.
And it's I can't deal with that. I'm like OCD. I don't have any patience, and I'm like, I ain't dealing with that.
Yeah.
I'll learn on synthetic. So I play all synthetic on all my saxophones. I'm not dealing with the regular cane. I can't do it.
But not everybody play with synthetics, and I can. But I found the one that works for me. But I know a saxophone player. He said I've tried them all, and I can't play on any of them. So,
yeah,
but,
I've heard that.
But on my metal mouthpieces, I can play with them. But I play with a rubber on soprano, and it doesn't work as well.
Yeah.
Reason.
I play on the fiber cells, 3.5 fiber cell on all soprano, alto, tenor.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't have to worry about the heat and warping or curling and anything, because and it takes a minute, Gary. If it happens on the stage, and you're in the middle of a groove here.
Right.
I got fiber cell. There's a bag of fiber cells. This will last me probably 2 years.
Oh, cool.
And it costs about $14 a reed, give or take, depending on.
Oh yeah. If you look at it, if I can, look at these. Actually look like real reeds. Here is on the left. Well, my left is a Van Doren Java. If I'm going to play a real cane, it's going to be a Java.
Look at you.
Here's the fiber cell in my right hand. They look pretty much like the same reed, and they feel. I'm trying to line this up. Oh, okay, there. The camera's right there, not there. They look almost and feel the same to me. So I've tried the plastic kind of reeds, those Legiers, and they're great, but I found that these work the best for me.
Yeah, this Legier one was $30 for one reed.
I think they're over 30 now. So yeah, these have
when I tried it, it was $30, and I wasted $30. I couldn't play it. But other people play it well. In my saxophones group, there's a guy that's playing with that, and he sounds great. but I couldn't get my higher notes were challenged in altissimo. You
Yeah.
could just forget it.
Hmm.
I think it's about the vibration,
Mhm.
and I
Right.
think that the one you have, it allows it to vibrate like a cane reed.
It does. It does.
And the cane reed is actually made out. Is that cane like I mean, what's the material of it?
It's
Yeah.
like it's actually like sugar cane.
It is
Mhm.
exactly a sugar cane. Wow,
Like-
I didn't know that.
I mean, they call it. I believe it's like a bamboo sugar cane kind of thing. It's
Yeah,
all natural,
bamboo.
and they have to like. I don't know all the process, but they cut them up. It's interesting. You can watch it on YouTube
Mhm.
how they make a reed. They literally go out and they cut down the cane and they cut them up and I think they age them, they dry them out, and they do all this stuff. So it's involved.
Yeah, I always wondered about those.
Yeah, I've heard of bamboo, and back in the day, now they sell them in separate packages,
Okay.
even though you get them boxed in separate. But when I was in college, I would go to the music store, and the guy would just put the box on the counter and say, "Go ahead and choose what you want." I found out what cane reed I played best on, and so what I did was I would pull them all out the box and compare to that reed. And if the heart of the reed was just like the one that I loved, that's the one I bought. So that way I had 100% each time. But when I came back 20 years later, they were individually packaged for obvious reasons. But now, was it AELASL? Martin is his name. He's invented a reed shaver that is excellent. That if you get them too thick now, and you
Yeah.
and I loved it. I tried it, and I was like, oh my goodness, because back in college, I tried. I would always
I
have
use
one side.
sandpaper. I used to use-
Sandpaper. I was
Yeah, it's just too much. I'm
I
like,
was terrible at it. I said, oh, forget it. And that's when I figured out, okay, this reed sounds good. And the guy just put the box and he would let me just compare. But I can't do that anymore. So we have to figure it out how to. And reeds aren't cheap.
Oh, I
And,
imagine.
and like I said, if your reed is bad, I don't care how good your mouthpiece or your horn is. It could be a $15,000 horn and you don't have a good reed.
no, I don't.
Like I said, you're gonna squawk the rest of the time.
You're going to squawk. Be squawking like a fool. So if you hear a horn player on the stage or a saxophone player, really that does happen to the best of them.
Yeah,
Plus,
it does.
that can happen, especially outdoors, and it shocks the mess out of you because you're like,
You're not expecting it.
Well, because you just don't know when it's going to come.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
It's like,
if it happens, you go, oh.
Oh.
no, you just try to act like you meant to do that, like some kind of Jimi Hendrix move. Like, you try to look like you did that, like that was a special effect.
Yeah.
Exactly. Then you do it again. But I'm very animated. But when I'm on stage and something like that happens, I'm just as cool. That's why I told the guy, don't.
Wow.
We have to make it part of the show. We have to find a way to pretend nothing happened, or find a way to make it part of the show where everybody can be involved. Like Patti LaBelle, she forgot the words to her verse, and she did like this, and everybody sang it for her, and it was so cool.
That's perfect.
It worked very well. So that's what we have to do, because perfection is impossible and it's overrated.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Because we'd never do anything if we were, okay, this has to be perfect. This has to be perfect. Well, yeah, we all have that goal. We strive for it. But we all know. I mean, think about it, Matt. When you watch newscasters and they stumble on words, and no one ever criticizes them for it.
You know what I try to do? Like, the best make mistakes. We all make mistakes. No one's perfect, but I try to make humor out of it. That's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I try to make it. To me, you gotta. What's my grandfather taught me? Laugh and the world laughs with you. Cry, you cry alone. So I try to find humor. All the people that know me, I'm always kidding. I'm always joking. That's just how I'm wired. But I just try to find some humor in it, and just make a joke out of it.
No doubt.
And then people appreciate the honesty. They like that honest, and they'll laugh with you. They're good.
Yep.
Hey,
Yeah.
Gary, can we do a quick tour of the studio while I'm in here?
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Off my gear. You guys got to see it on the break, but let's see how this works here. Let me flip my phone. Where's that flip button? How do I flip it around?
No, you just move your phone.
Oh, there it is. Okay. So this is my studio. So in this corner here, you can see my saxophones.
Your
And
baby.
I got my. These are all my babies in here. And so over here is my. You can see that first one on the right. That's my Mark 6 tenor. It's a 65,000 serial number. And so that's like going to be my gig horn. I haven't been out and gig for a while because of COVID and, my back issues.
Back surgery.
Yeah.
And so, and this right here is my Mark 6 soprano, and that's 121,000, I think like a 1965.
Nice.
And the one next to it here is a, this is my baby right here. Let's see if everyone can get a good look at this. This is all original. It's like a time-capped museum piece. This never leaves my house.
Wow,
this
that's
is
pretty.
Yeah, this is my recording tenor, and here's my other soprano right here. This is a 93,000. This is these are kind of rare. These older ones. This is like again like 1960, but it's a beautiful horn. And this is my alto. This is another beautiful saxophone I got from an original owner. He was in his 80s. I bought it years ago, and he was so happy that it was going to a good home. But you can look at the quality of these handmade. Man, they're incredible. Of course, you got my mouthpiece, West Coast Sax, and I got the Silverstein ligature on this bad boy right here.
Very cool.
Yes.
And we see here. I'm going to try to stand up here and turn around and see if you guys can see what I'm. So here I got my microphones over here. I'm using. People always ask what kind of mic. I use this vintage AKG C414 BULS. This is a vintage mic, and Huge Groove is the one who turned me on to this. I tried it and I fell in love with it.
Oh, I bet it's nice too.
Yeah, it's these are vintage. I mean, you can find them used. They're not cheap. You can see all my soundproofing. I did this. I built this. This basically is a closet.
Perfect.
And
Works
in a
well.
closet
Yeah.
studio.
Definitely.
And then over here you got, my recording equipment. I got like my preamps. Let me sit down here, and so I been using this Neve 5211 preamplifier right here on top. I also have the BA 1073, which is modeled after the Neve 1073. My interface, which is turned on right now, this is the Apogee Symphony IO, and it's incredible. Like this is the flagship. This is the one to get.
Right.
Turn around here, I'm using got another Mac computer here, but I use the screen above. I use this little mini Mac down here, and then there's my UAD satellite for my plugins.
I'm thinking about moving to a mini Mac. How's those mini Macs works, man?
I love it. It's super fast. Down below here, I don't even have room for my feet because I got this gigantic subwoofer. You see that? That's my subwoofer.
Oh yeah.
This room is pumping. I mean, when I turn these monitors up, it's like a rock concert in here.
Cool.
It's incredible.
When you say mini Mac, what is that?
It's called a Mac. I think it's called a Mac Mini.
Yes, Mac Mini. I mean, yeah.
Mac Mini, but either way, I still don't know what it is.
Well, what it is, it's like a version of the iMac, but it's a external Mac computer. It's real small. It's like a little bitty.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah.
So it's a computer.
Yeah.
It's like tiny.
Yeah, it's an Apple
It's
computer.
incredible.
Yeah,
And
there
it has
you go. See,
power to.
that's it right there. He's showing it to you.
Yeah, you can just hook it into you can hook it into a big screen TV, which I have above my computer, and you can put a 50-inch, 40-inch, and you just hook it right into it, and then I use my Apple mouse and keyboard.
Yeah.
That's it.
Because I know a
But
lot of people's been
I do have,
converting to those instead of you going and getting their
Well,
little
you use
iMac.
it for recording, Gary. I'm sorry, but
Mm-hmm.
use it to record it. It, you know what I mean. You got your interface in there, everything.
yeah,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's
everything.
amazing.
Yeah, yeah. You just
Here's,
get your nice
here's the
monitor.
read. Here's
Do
my
you know
read.
how much
My
space
read
you
drawer
can
here.
save?
Does that
Okay.
look like yours, Joyce? All these reads all
Yeah,
over the place.
I got a drawer like that. I sure do. I sure do.
Yeah, look, I even got reeds. I mean, the saxophone players will probably crucify me. I got reeds laying out of their case upside down. Look at under boxes.
Yeah, I look like that too because I can't throw them away. You know what I mean? I just keep them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. So that's pretty much the studio. Also, when I do my home videos, my videos, I use this little mount on the wall to put my iPhone and to shoot my videos.
Mm-hmm.
So, I can get a good video with my iPhone. I stick it right on this little mount. You can get these on Amazon. They're real cheap, like $30.
Very cool.
So that's my studio.
That'll
Yeah.
work. That'll work, man.
I'm still tripping off of that Mac Mini. Do you know how much space that would save?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You don't need a tower. You don't need.
Right. Yeah. Because I was thinking about going because I had this iMac I got that I do all my recording stuff on for forever, and but it's time for me to upgrade and go to another system. But I was thinking about doing the Mac Mini and just get a nice monitor. But I don't know. I'm just still thinking about it.
Something because I'm not a fan, but when you think about how much space and it has enough power, though, you know what I mean. You talk about RAM and all that.
Oh yeah, you can get them as power as you want it.
On that little bitty device.
Yep.
And what's the other speed on the computer? I forget. What is it called, y'all? Come on, i7. Help me out.
Oh.
But anyway,
the Intel 7.
Yeah.
I think they call it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's that? i7. I forget the numbers and how they go up. But
so this Mac Mini is it's the M1 chip. It's the latest thing. I think someone's asking a question here. Yeah, it's the M1. Yeah, it's the M1 with the Big Sur software.
Okay.
M1 Big Sur software. That's what I use.
Nice.
I just think it's the coolest thing.
It's
I'm
tiny.
learning something today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's what
Okay.
I got going on in this little room here. This room's like 9 foot by 6 foot. It's not small, but it's cozy. It gets it done.
That's all you need, though. That you know what I mean? Because the bigger the room, the bigger the risk of room noise. So.
Yeah, this room is it is dead with all this soundproof. It's not soundproofing, but these sound treatments I put on the walls. I got like a rug underneath me. I got my ceilings got foam on it, and I've got it set up pretty good.
Okay. I just take my iPad to the closet and it has pads on it. And
Yeah.
you know what I mean? I come with the earphones, and doing it by yourself is rough. Sometimes I have to have my husband come up and help me, do a sound check, if you will. And he'll like, that sounds good. I'm like, okay. But yeah, I like that. You're giving me some ideas.
Yep, absolutely.
That Mac Mini, I'm sorry, did I say it backwards?
I think I spent, I want to say like $1,200 on Amazon.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? It's way cheaper than a desktop with that kind of 16 gigabytes.
Yeah.
So 16 gigabytes. And mine's a 512 on the, I think they call it the RAM or whatever. But you can get the 1 terabyte now for the same price.
Yes.
So if you want to get 16
And that's
gig.
all in there. That's all in there. Even 1 terabyte of memory.
Tiny box.
Yep. Yeah, I'm going for it. That's what I think I'm
All
gonna do.
right. Gotta be thinking. Do I need to go back? I'm still,
Yeah, it's I love it. It's so fast.
Is it?
Oh yeah, they're fast. And I don't know
Okay.
how on the Mac system, since I've been having my iMac for over I don't know how many years now, but it just seems like you don't have to deal with all the update stuff that Windows do, as much. All that
Well, with Windows, if you have the upgrade to business, you don't have to deal with it.
Oh, is that right? Okay.
Right. I don't have the upgrade. And yes, it can be a pain. Oh, it's time to upgrade, and you don't have a.
Yeah. It's like it's
You
always
don't.
upgrading for something.
Mhm. But if you want to, and I'm just like, okay, I'll just deal with it. And I stick with PC because I know when there's an issue, I know how to go into settings. I know some tricks to fixing things where when I had a Mac laptop, I was lost. It's like, and
Yeah.
when I wanted to upgrade, they said I had to buy a new one. In other words, your Mac can, from what I understood, they were telling me after so many years, you cannot upgrade on your Mac. You have to buy a new one. So it's just like my iPad.
The cool thing with maybe like Androids can do it too, but I like where I can get on my iPhone. I could be 100 miles away and I can access my desktop. I can pull up folders. I can see everything.
Oh yeah,
That's on my computer.
you can do that on TeamViewer.
Oh, you can do? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been on. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I
I've
like
definitely
how
done mine.
it's all integrated.
Yeah, well, my husband is a iPhone fan. And I'm an Android.
You're like my wife. My wife, I tried to get her to go to Apple. She got one. She hated it and she went right back to her Droid.
Yeah.
She goes, "This is hard." I go, "No, it's so easy." Good
Yeah.
luck.
That's amazing.
No, but I understand her because my brain's not wired for MacBooks or anything with Apple.
Mhm.
My brain just does not work for that.
Yeah.
I can barely work it for PC.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I might consider that mini Mac though.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Not right away. It's not in my right away budget, but that is something definitely to consider because you save a lot of space. That's why I'm like, you mean I can connect my interface and all that stuff to it because it's so small. How many USBs are on it? I'm gonna go and look at some demos and check it out.
Yeah.
Some more.
It's so nice. It takes up no room.
Right.
It's like that. I mean, it's that big.
I saw that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's amazing to me.
It feels like it's a pound. It weighs a pound, and it has all that. Does everything.
Yeah.
Oh, that power.
Take it anywhere. You can take it anywhere. You can just,
I found the big
terabyte.
Yeah, I don't have much room in here. I need things that fit.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's great.
All
Uh,
right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're getting kind of close to wrap up time. So, I like for Matt, why don't you let everybody know about both of your websites, your music website, and then also the one for the mouthpieces as well, for the ones out there that might be viewing, that may be interested.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So my artist website's MattLeeSax.com. I couldn't get Matt Lee, of course, so I had to add that sax. So it's Matt MattLeeSax.com, and I got a lot of everything you want to see: pics, videos, songs, just information. My EPK is on there as well. Any updates or any new releases, I'll post there. And then for mouthpiece, saxophone mouthpieces, it's westcoastsax.com, just like it sounds. westcoastsax.com. And I'm always on social media. Anybody that's on Facebook, or feel free to message me anytime you want. I love talking to people. So if you have questions about my gear or anything, just reach out.
Yeah.
Love talking to people.
Absolutely. Very nice. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, man, I tell you, it sure has been great having you on today, Matt. I'm sure enjoyed conversation with you and all of your music, of course. Your music's just off the chain. So excited about what you have in store for the upcoming year. Do you have anything going on for like next year, like some new stuff going on?
Well, I mean, the EP is supposed to release in January. I'm pushing it back to April now because of my back issues. I've got one more song to add, and obviously I really can't pick up the alto or tenor or anything at this point. So
right.
I'm pushing it back to give myself my song "One More Kiss" goes to radio ads in March with like we spoke of. So that'll go to radio in March. As we speak, I'm working on new music as we speak. I'm already working on new songs. So, stay tuned. Follow me on Facebook. There's a Matt Lee Sax artist page. I'm on Instagram. I just created a new artist page for Matt Lee Sax on Instagram. I'm also on YouTube, Matt Lee Sax, and I just created that. So, or you can follow, again, West Coast Sax. I'm kind of one of the same people here. Yeah. So, feel free to reach out anytime. I love, again, speaking to people and sharing ideas.
Okay, very nice. Well, very good. It's been a pleasure having you on today. And let's see, Joyce and Grizz, y'all have anything y'all want to tell Matt before we go?
I'm just excited today. I got a whole lot. I have one quick question. When you're refacing mouth, it doesn't have to be your brand. You will reface any brand?
Yeah. I just, I get sometimes, like right now, I'm not doing it. I haven't been doing much because of my back thing, but depends on like if I've got new stuff coming in for my, I always do my stuff first, the West Coast Sax stuff. But I always say just reach out. On my website on westcoastsax.com, there's a reface page where you can, a la carte say exactly what you want done. I do custom work too. So I would say either, make the phone call, go on the website. But yeah, I do reface other brands, do it all the time.
Cool.
Well, you're amazing. I really enjoyed it today so much. So talented. I'm so glad God called you to play saxophone. You such an asset and so multi-talented from medical to musical,
Yeah.
So
no, I feel blessed, and I always say you're only as good as the people you surround yourself with. I learn every day something new, and I'm always open to finding out new ideas and putting them into action.
Sure.
Well, you definitely have a great network going on, So, thank God for ordering your footsteps in this area. It was nice having you on the show today, and let's connect soon.
I really appreciate it. It was nice being here. You guys all have a good rest of the day.
Don't go anywhere, Gris.
Yeah, go ahead, Grizz.
Well, just Matt, thank you. Thank you for spending the time, because I know like since finding out that you had this back surgery that you had, it was very intense, and that that you still took the time to be here with us. And it was so exciting to meet you and to get to know you and your music. It's phenomenal music that you put out there.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
So, keep going, do what you do, and God bless.
Yeah, one of these days we're all gonna get together and have a margarita.
That sounds great.
They will. I'll just give me some barbecue.
I love chips and salsa with a nice margarita.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Just make sure you have some Coca-Cola or Dr. Pepper around for me.
Oh my gosh, that's my number one. If I do drink soda pop, that's my number one, Dr. Pepper. I won't drink anything else. Got a lot in common there.
I don't drink carbonated drinks, but I will take a margarita.
If you guys,
Yeah, but then they're gonna be searching their lost shaker of salt because if I went
that's right. But listen, if you guys come to Vegas, drinks are on the house. You guys come over and I'll mix you up some good stuff.
Sweet.
All right.
Sweet. Okay, Matt. Well, thank you so much, Matt, for being on the show.
Yes.
No, I really enjoyed it. It was great. Thank you so much.
All right. Okay, well, Grizz, let us know what's happening next week.
Can't wait. Okay, we're gonna have this gentleman back, but this time with his group, Green Line Extension, Michael Johnson. So we're gonna have him back with his group, Green Line Extensions. I can't wait. I can't wait to meet his group. Whoever's gonna be joining him next week, I can't wait. Cannot wait to hear the music again. Because since the last time, because my computer crashed, I lost all their music, so I don't have anything from Green Line Extension anymore. Darn it. So when I was like, Mike, please resend for me so I can have it again, because I lost all the tracks that he did send the last time. So I cannot wait. So please join us next week with Michael Johnson and Green Line Extension.
All right. Well, everybody, have a great, safe weekend, and we'll see you next week right here, same time.
Yes,
same
be
place.
safe out there. Ciao.
All right, take care.
So glad, so glad. You know I got to have you next to me. You got me seeing things I never